Hey there folks, watch this video. If you were coming here for the Extreme E preview, that will come out either later tonight or early tomorrow morning before the event itself starts. What I want to talk about is news from the WRC. Teemu Suninen has left M Sport with immediate effect. A statement released by his management firm says, from Suninen, it's time for us to say goodbye to M Sport. I'm grateful I had a chance to be one of the WRC team drivers for several years. It has been a journey full of learning with some great moments. However, nothing lasts forever and we have now decided it's time to go into new challenges. Now, Suninen, after winning WRC2 back in 2016, ended up getting a call-up with M Sport to drive for them with some, what's now Rally 2 or was then R5 outings, and then stepping up to the World Rally Car in 2017. He ended up doing a almost full-time campaign in 2018, and then 2019 and 2020 did full-time campaigns this year, sharing a World Rally Car and a Rally 2 car with Adrien Fourmeau. Now, what this means for M Sport for the rest of the season, we don't know yet. But David Evans has certainly been pretty busy, because he's also done a write-up about it from M Sport's perspective, which is that, well, from Malcolm Wilson himself, we're happy with the arrangement. Teemu wasn't going to be part of our plans in 2022, so we're happy to terminate where we were. It's really top and bottom of it. Once we made the decision that he wasn't going to be in the car for 2022, we didn't want to hold him back from anything else or any other irons he has in the fire. And there's also another article, this came out yesterday from David Evans, saying that Craig Breen's ERC spell with MRF could be over. This is because Jari Huutonen is in the MRF-backed Hyundai i20 R5 at the Bahrain Rally this weekend, but at the same time Craig Breen is not there. And what could this mean for the future of the WRC? Well, there are several things that could happen. So firstly, it could be that Adrien Fourmeau gets a full-time call-up, and that could start, well, immediately. Greece, Finland, the list can go on. At the same time, we know Craig Breen is already with Hyundai for Finland, and he's contracted to them really to the end of the year. But seeing what's happened with Suninen here, anything could happen in rallying. We could see him go over to Dunby Hall as soon as possible and get a full-time drive. We know that's what Craig Breen is wanting. He wants a full-time drive, and it could be that he could get that over with M Sport. At the same time, M Sport's looking at bringing in a third car for 2022, so it could be a brilliant opportunity for him. But at the same time, there are so many other people on the periphery who might try and get into that seat. Esa-Pekka Lappi, for example, who departed from M Sport at the end of last season. And, you know, Malcolm Wilson, and he even said with Teemu, he said, I'm not closing the door to any kind of future arrangements. So he's always happy to have people come back. EP would be brilliant to have come back. Andreas Mikkelsen would be somebody who'd bring in a lot of funding to get into World Rally Car, or even somebody from the other end of the world. What about Hayden Paddon? But realistically, there are so many different options for M Sport coming into the end of the season. We already have a handful of rounds left. We've got the Acropolis, we've got Finland, we've got Spain, we've got Japan. And all of these could have different people in the car. It's almost certain that we're going to have Fourmeau for Greece. Probably could for Finland as well. He's looking to be part of the wider plans in 2022, so I wouldn't be surprised if he got the full rest of the season with 2 tarmac rounds at the end of it. But at the same time, if I was Malcolm Wilson, I'd start weighing up my options. If I could bring in somebody who had a bit of sponsorship to do one rally and they were fast, a Patton or a Mikkelsen, for example, I'd go for it. I would go for it. And then you could also assess Craig Breen and go, well, he wants a full-time drive. Could I have someone like him in the car for 2022? Because M Sport likes to hit the ground running with regulations. I mean, we saw it whenever they brought out a new car in the past. The Fiesta 2017 won 2 titles. The Fiesta before that, in 2011, went straight out the bat and won on its opening, and should have been more competitive than it was, but was hampered by a lack of development which stemmed from Ford pulling out of the WRC, meaning that M Sport had to do it all through private funding and private development, which really put it on the back foot for the remainder of that generation of World Rally Car. If you go a bit further back, when they brought in the Focus, all the different generations of Focus they had, the 2006 one which they brought in at the end of 05, the 2003 one which they brought in the middle of 03, and the 1999 Challenger, all of them hit the ground running. Could it be that we could see silverware going back to Dunby Hall? Yes. Could it be that Craig Breen's a man? We don't know. All we know is that things are up in the air, as the WRC gets towards its final few rounds. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.